Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is my June everyday makeup. I'm obsessed. It's a little bit more of a neutral, cool tone look. All of the tones are very complementary to the new hair color that I have, which is a lot more natural and neutral. So if you want to see how I did this makeup, then just keep on watching. Don't mind me every so often just having a sip of coffee. I need it. Let's get into my June everyday makeup. I actually feel like it's getting more minimal by each month because life is a touch chaotic, but that's okay. It's a season. I'm gonna start off with this, which has been a favorite for my base literally since the end of May. Like, genuinely, I feel like I should put my hair back because I'm gonna be touching it so much better. Okay, this base has been my favorite. It's the Vita Liberata Beauty Blur Face, and it's in the shade medium, which gives the assumption that there are more shades. I have no idea. I'll link it down below, but I love it. I love body blur for my body, especially if I have an event or something and I didn't really do a proper tan or have like my legs out. It's just like the perfect finishing touch. Does anybody remember, this was like my go-to in high school, the Sally Hansen spray, like blurring spray? Like that stuff was intense, like full-on body makeup. Like it was good, but it was just chaotic in the way it applied. Like it got everywhere. I don't know, I just feel like this is the more perfected version, and there's a glow and it's not as like makeup-y. It just looks a lot more natural, but still gives that like soft airbrush finish. Anyways, this is the face version. Gotta get up into those little baby hairs. If you were watching my previous vlog, the video before this, you'll know that these, like the white ring around my face is actually just like baby hairs, like white baby hairs. I've had them my entire life. So I am pushing the makeup into those hairs, but I'm doing it gently because I don't want the ring to turn into an orange ring from my makeup. So it's just how it works. I think some people think I'm not blending out my makeup in that area, but it's in there. It's just, the hairs are hairing, so just let it be. The soft glow, oh my goodness. Because I have a little bit of color going on, I'm gonna take this Huda Beauty one in Marmalade. It's a touch too dark, but it's better color than my Refy one, just for the rest of my face. I'm gonna do a couple dots. This is a buildable concealer, got a little friend there. And I just think it's really beautiful and lightweight. You guys know I don't like to wear full coverage anything on my face. So this just gives the extra coverage in areas I want it rather than all over my face. I think most people are doing that now. Like genuinely, foundation is, I don't know. Personally, I have not picked up a foundation in the guts of a year just because I feel like it makes my skin look worse unless it's like incredibly lightweight. At that point, I don't think it's a foundation anymore. It's a skin tint or, you know, a tinted moisturizer kind of thing, or a hybrid product. It's not like a full-blown foundation, you know? I think my skin just looks a lot healthier and more natural when I just do a couple hybrid products to let it just do its natural thing. That being said, if you're a full glam girly, you go for it. I love full glam on other people. On myself, I just don't feel my best or my most beautiful. It's all personal, right? That's what makeup is. Now taking my Refy. I mentioned I wanted to get another shade in this and I keep forgetting, but hopefully I can remember after this video and go purchase another one because I do really, really love this concealer. I think it's a really beautiful consistency. I love the way it wears. 10 out of 10. And I know it can be tricky in such a competitive market to really stand out, but I do really applaud their marketing campaign. They put in a lot of time and effort to show how many skin tones and types can wear all their shades of concealer. So bravo. Now to toot my own horn with my own brand, Real Depth is now back in stock. And oh my goodness, I have not been using the sold out sticks, obviously because you guys couldn't buy them if I was using them, which seems unfair. But now that Real Depth is back, oh, I missed it so much in my life. It is the perfect contour shade. If you are fair to light medium, like it's just the perfect shade. It's not too cool. It's definitely not warm. It has a very, 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 very subtle rose undertone. I'm going on about it and just show you. So I like to put this on my cheeks and just go back and forth to get the depth that I want. If I wanted to be really, really lightweight with this, like if you're not a big makeup person, you could go like that and call it a day. See the difference of going a little bit more back and forth with the product? You're gonna build it up in intensity. That's really light. I'm gonna go a little heavier, a little bit on my eyes. Anywhere you wanna create a shadow. And then see how naturally there's light in the center of my forehead? But here, so we're gonna just accentuate that. And then of course, my nose. Remember back in the day, who's an OG follower, how intense I used to be with the nose contour? And then a little bit around my lip. I'm gonna take the one brush. I just opened a new one because I needed a new one. And I'm going to stipple. You can see that my concealer is obviously still on because if we overblend, that's okay. The concealer will clean it up. So I'm gonna stipple this product just because I wanna keep it in these areas. If I was just doing a fast job, obviously you could just lash it out, but I wanna keep this in the areas to create that dimension and shadow that I was talking about. So you can see how easily that blended out, like literally gently dabbing my face and it's fully blended. Like it's, oh, so subtle, so beautiful. Same with my eyes. This is gonna act like a little bit of a shadow or, you know, a creased cut you can see there. It looks like my eyes naturally are a little bit more lifted. And then again in my forehead, pushing it into my hairline, but keeping it on the outer sides. I don't want it in the center. Honestly, sometimes contours scare me, and I've been around makeup for a very long time, and I just find sometimes even the gray tone ones, I can see professional makeup artists using it. And yes, in studio lighting and for a tutorial based look, I get it, I get the look, but as soon as you step out into natural lighting, it's so obvious. Like a gray tone contour is never going to look natural on your face unless you're incredibly pale in skin tone and have a very neutral to cool undertone. And even then, like, I don't know, I just think there always needs to be a slight bit of neutral warmth to just look the most natural on your skin. Now I'm going back to that concealer, pinpointing exactly where I want to buff it out to add the brightness, or if I overblended. This is a great area to add concealer just to really lift your eyes if you're a mom of multiple children like myself and need a little bit of lift. Okay, now when it comes to this nose contour, you want to be a little bit more precise because obviously you don't want the contour to go into the center. You want to keep that center highlight nice and bright, but like it blended out so easily, and I feel like that's such a pretty nose contour. And then I like to use my finger for the inner corner of my eyes. I know I've blended out pretty much everything except for this under eye, but you can see right here the natural lift that's going on, the definition between highlighter, contour, but it doesn't look like intimidating. It's still very my face enhanced in areas to lift. So just a little top tip there. Now with the brush that we put the face blur all over, I'm just gonna do a quick little tap, tap, tap to make sure everything is blended. There's no harsh lines. I almost forgot to blend out that lip contour. It looks a little crazy now, but I promise it will all come back together. I'm sorry, I should be putting this smear over here, but then it's blocking the light, so I'm using the viewfinder, which I know can be annoying to watch, but it is handy to make sure I'm in frame and doing what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm actually gonna do, now this wouldn't be typically my everyday, I'd probably keep this for like if we were doing something in the week or the weekend, but I'm taking this NARS palette, the Laguna Ultimate Face Palette 1. I potentially used this in another tutorial, but I couldn't find it online, which is a little annoying. I don't know if it's like out in the UK yet, or I don't know, I was only sent it like about a month and a half ago, so I would assume it was launched. Has the original Laguna Dark highlighter. I definitely have used this before, but I'm just gonna take the two Laguna shades on a little eyeshadow brush and put a little bit on the lid of my eye for some definition. Color, I potentially did this in my last everyday makeup, as in I'm pretty sure I did. I've still been doing it, so nothing different here. Eyeshadow is one of those things that I just am not a big eyeshadow wear like on an everyday basis. Bronzer has always been my go-to just because I feel like it's a lot faster, it does the job, and it looks like eyeshadow, but it still has the multi-purpose use of a bronzer that I would definitely wear on an everyday basis. So popping that on my eye takes no time at all, gives a little bit more color to the look, pops my blue eyes, and call it a day. No surprise here when it comes to brows. I am almost done this Brow Aid brow gel. I am obsessed with it. Honestly, I've not found a brow gel I've loved so much just because of my brow shape and yeah, just the way I like to wear my brows. I actually like when there's less in the bottle because I normally was like scraping off a little bit because I don't want a lot, but just see the subtle difference. You can see the color is obviously a little bit more defined, but it is my natural brow color deepened very slightly, and then it just fills in any gaps, and it actually keeps your brows exactly where they're meant to be. The founder and creator of this brand is Irish, and she owns a brow studio, and literally everyone goes to her down south. If I lived closer, I would 100% be making an appointment because she just knows what she's doing. Like, this is her area of expertise, so naturally creating a brow brand just makes sense because she's the expert. Absolutely adore these products, and I adore her. She is literally an angel, so kind. I just love exactly what this brow gel does for my brows. I'm gonna be really annoying again. Mascara is coming incredibly soon, as in the end of the summer. I'm gonna quickly apply and then I'll come back. I don't know what it is, but I'm still not out of my freckle era. So I'm taking the UTAN pen, which I've been loving. Sometimes it comes out a little aggressively, but I like when it's a little bit more dried up because then I find the little freckles look more natural and realistic. So it's like a subtle fade of a freckle rather than really intense dots that I've clearly applied to my face. So I'm just gonna add a couple around the bridge of my nose, and then sometimes I even like to line my lips, and it creates like a very subtle shadow. So when my lip gloss or whatever I'm wearing on my lips fades throughout the day, at least this stays on because it is a subtle tan as well. So it's super handy for adding definition in smaller areas. For blush, I'm gonna do some layering. I'm gonna take Put Together, which is our best-selling blush. Well, it's the best-selling brush and blush and duo that I'm using at the moment. This is our third time restocking it, and I feel like it speaks for itself. It's like the easiest blush to apply. Everyone loves this color. It's just the perfect soft rose without being like in your face. Like, all of our customers who aren't really into makeup, or if they are even into makeup, literally all of our customers love this shade. It just adds the perfect tint without being overwhelming. But since it's been sold out for so long and we've been using a couple more of our, you know, more intense shades, I'm gonna take Drama Queen, which is a cool berry. Looks crazy, but just a little bit. And it's gonna deepen it up just because I feel like I want a little bit more oomph to my look and I want it to stay cool. So this is gonna bring out a cool tone berry with Put Together. I love mixing Drama Queen and Put Together because I just feel like they're a really pretty duo. I'm gonna take the clip out now that I'm done most of my face stuff. Also, I'm obsessed with my hair, you guys. I got it done last week and we went a lot more of a natural shade just so that my hair could grow out a little bit nicer, closer to my root without having to get highlights all the time. But we kept like the front underneath a little bit softer and lighter just so it didn't feel like dark all at the root, and I feel like she just nailed the brief. I have the formula of what she did in my reels, so you can go check that out. And it's obviously fading a little bit more naturally, which is what we wanted. I'm honestly obsessed. Okay, lip liner. I've been taking this lip liner from Huda Beauty in the shade Bombshell Pinky Brown and fully lining my lips as in a lipstick. So this is like my base color. Okay, I've been taking lipstick. This is the shade Blossom, and it's like a cool tone pink, very like there's a purple in it, but very underwhelming, so don't be intimidated. I'm just gonna put a little bit in the center on the top and bottom lip, and then taking my pinky, I'm gonna really press it in so it almost becomes one with that lip liner, and it's not as satiny in a lipstick. It just almost becomes matte like the lip liner. Whatever's left on my pinky, I'm gonna add to the apples of my cheek. Let's add the slightest bit of powder because I need it. I left my powder brush in my bedroom. I'm too lazy to get it. Okay, taking medium and pressing that in my T-zone where I get very oily. You can see it's mattified it, but in a very, very skin-like natural way. It hasn't taken away my radiance, but it's taken away the oil, which is exactly what I want a setting powder to do. I'm really happy with this look. I've been leaning in a little bit more to that neutral cool tone vibe just because my hair is a little bit more neutralized. It was very warm and like a buttery yellow compared to like a very ashy root. So I feel like these tones just complement the vibe of my hair now. I was sent the new Rhode Pocket blushes and glosses because we already have blush on. I'm gonna add a gloss, and I'm kind of drawn to these two because they're more of the vibe that I'm wearing at the moment. So one is Salty Tan and the other's Shortcake. I feel like I'm drawn to this one. So Salty Tan, it's like literally the color of my nails, just like a taupey color. Everything is very cohesive today without trying to be. This is literally like the color of my lips. So this is matte. If I wanted to keep it matte, that's the trick of always putting a liner all over your lips and then really pressing your lipstick, even if it is more of a cream satin, which our lipsticks are, pressing it into the lip liner, it just becomes a little bit, you know what I mean? Transfer proof, stays on, and it's a vibe. But I want to add a little bit of a gloss, so we're gonna take this Rhode Lip Peptide treatment. There's such a beautiful formula. That's the final look. Really liking this. I'm liking the tones. It's very subtly different to the other months, which if you're new to my channel, I'm doing an everyday makeup series, and it's just my makeup bag that changes every month. The makeup itself is similar, but some items change, products change, placement of the product changes, all that fun stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what other makeup looks you want to see. I was thinking potentially a Sabrina Carpenter one, or is that overdone now? Let me know. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.